Transition Awareness Breathing. Feeling grounded for both children and parents is essential for healthy living and learning. Join Eartha Powell on this series for tips and tools for creating a harmonious environment for learning. Transition Awareness Breathing will help you and your child find an individualized path to tackle change, promote lifelong learning, and discover new approaches to calmness.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. Today we're going to continue our topic, mindful financial management, with Mr. Cedric Ivancini, a banker and financial advisor. So get comfortable, get a nice beverage to drink, and join me as we continue a mindfulness perspective in financial management. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me, Mr. Cedric.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Eartha. It's a pleasure to be able, to work with you and talk about it, because it's a very important subject.
For sure. I think, you know what? I think this is one of those topics that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Definitely. Money, financial, sometimes, we tend to don't put importance to it. But I think it is so important, because whenever you talk to people, some of the most important thing first is family, and second is money. You know how they say, don't mess with my family, don't mess with my money.
Yes.
So that's very stressful, it's stressful sometimes that we have to get ready in the morning because we need to go to work. But it's no, why we go to work? To make money, okay, to be financially stable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like comparing ourselves to other people, being influenced by the media.
Right.
It sounds like those are some things that we get trapped into, either consciously or unconsciously.
Correct. Yeah.
So as far as managing our finances, do you think there's a bridge between managing finances and managing financial stress? Is there?
Yeah, I think, it's everything has to be on a balance. Okay. We definitely want to manage our money for our benefit. Okay. And when we feel that we are doing it and we are doing it better for us, that we are benefiting, then most likely the stress level is going to go down. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Being too relaxed also is not good. Okay. Because it could be a person, that is sorry, that say, oh, I don't really care about money. And you're so relaxed, but we need money to live on. Okay. We need that income, or that, wherever the money comes from, we need it, in order to be able to keep a roof over our head and have things, in life. It's part of society. So it has to be a level, it has to be a level. Don't be too stressed about it, but don't be so relaxed too. Okay. Because, for example, I'll give you an example of my job. I thrive, when I get a little bit of stress. Okay.
Yes.
So stress is not really bad, but it is bad when you don't manage it.
Very
okay.
Good point.
So kind of same thing with finances. We live with money every day. It's part of life. It's something that we have to do no matter what. Having a little bit of financial stress is not bad, because that gives us the drive, to get up, go to work, do things, be productive. But at the same time, too much financial stress is not going to be productive, because you might make the wrong decisions. Yeah. So I would say it's a balance. Not too much financial stress, and don't be so lax or too relaxed on the finances too. Okay.
It sounds like you're saying that to recognize that a little bit of stress is normal. And I know I've taught that as well, but I didn't really take into the picture that even financial stress, it keeps us on our toes. That's a good point. I tell you, you know what, Cedric, I didn't mean to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, because this causes a lot of stress. This morning, and we're not mentioning anybody's financial institutions, but I'm just going to say one thing. I really appreciate all of my financial institutions. I got a message from one of my financial institutions that there was a charge, and the institution blocked it because it was not part of my normal spending. I don't
Habits?
know. Huh? Yeah. And so I called that number, and they were very calm, and they asked for information, and I researched it. I didn't know what it was, or and so it was so helpful, when you have a financial institution that has your back, because in this day and age, and I don't know if it's right or if it's wrong, but I do have some things on automatic payment because this makes things easier, and it makes the bills get paid on time. I used to use like checks, like everybody else, and then it took a long time for me to build up the trust to pay my bills online and set up those payment things. So I am so thankful that my financial institution sent me a message. But I can see how that causes stress, because I was just thinking as I was calling the people and they were walking me through the different charges. I was just thinking about our interview today, and I could see someone just like going off. And if you allow yourself not to be calm, it doesn't help get to the root of the problem, or it doesn't help the banker help you, because they have the ability to freeze your card, and then they have a chance to do investigations.
Right. I agree with you. I mean, and like I said, when it comes to in the experience that you went through, we have a lot of support nowadays from financial institutions. Sometimes we might think, that they just want to take advantage of us, but no, it is to the benefit of everybody to have a stable economy. Okay. So, as we know, now the financial institutions, with all the advancement of technology, they are able, to give us more service. And the good thing, that doesn't cost anything. Okay. And that's the beauty of it, that you can take advantage of all these resources from your local bank or whoever institution you are using. And you will be able, to do a lot of things, financially. Okay. You will be able, to manage your money much better. But like you said, you have to approach them. You have to talk to them instead of just coming when the problem is so big. Okay. So yeah, whenever you feel that you are under financial stress, I highly recommend reach out to your banker, reach out to your financial advisor. They might give you a different perspective, and you might be able to see things in a different kind of way. So that's another tool, like you mentioned, in order to release or bring down that financial stress because maybe of a fraud that maybe happened, or maybe a bill that is not going to get paid. The best thing is reach out to your financial or your banker or your financial institution, and then see how things can get better, see how you can manage things better. So yeah, by all means, always, at least I would suggest reach out to your banker at least 4 times a year, at least. Have a conversation, like you said, have a conversation. Go and set some financial goals. Ask them just talk about what ideas you have. How do you think that I can better my financial life? Nowadays, if you go online, they have many non-profit organizations that they can give you ideas how to set a budget. They even have websites, where you can set a budget, and you can do it pretty much from your phone. And that's another thing, another tool, that people could use, that it will help bring your financial stress down. Set a budget, set boundaries, know your limits. Okay. At least you will know where you need to spend your money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know when someone, as a patient, if in the medical field, if a person has different signs and symptoms going on, you can kind of, make an assessment that this person is under stress, or this person has something going on with a certain body system. In the finance, how do you, what signs or symptoms do you see when people are under financial stress and maybe they don't even know it?
Yeah, you said it better than me, Eartha. It is difficult. It's not like when you go to the doctor and then you say, oh, it hurts here, it hurts over here, oh, it hurts my stomach. So the doctor, concentrate on the stomach. It is very difficult for us, financial professionals, when we see somebody, if we going to be able to tell if they are under financial stress or not. The only way that we will be able, to help, if, like I mentioned earlier, you come and talk to us. You come and tell us about how you want to manage your money, or if you have some kind of financial problem. So when the people sit down with me, depends how the conversation is going, and then if they allow me, to access the financial information with their permission, then I will be able, to kind of see if they are going through some financial stress. For example, if you see an account that is overdrawn, that could be a sign, that it is under financial stress. If you see high balances on credit cards, that they are continuously passed on from month to month and the balance doesn't seem to go down. One of the ones that it is very effective, and this is some of the things that banks or financial institutions do, whenever you are going to apply for some type of credit, could be a loan, a credit card, a home loan, any kind of loan, business loan, any kind of loan. First of all, they're gonna check your credit report. They're gonna check your financial or your credit history. Okay. With that, we can pretty much find out how stressful is the person on finances. But it doesn't mean that the person might be able, to withstand, and they might feel fine with all the financial responsibility that they have. But at the same time, since it is a business decision, if the bank analyze the credit worthiness of this person, then the bank might say, I don't think it is appropriate for us, to extend more credit to you. So yeah, another tool that we have, to kind of see how financially stressed, but at that point, I wouldn't call it financial stress. I will call it how much are you in debt compared, to your income. Because at the end of the day, it comes to how much money goes in, how much money goes out. Okay. And that's how sometimes, we had to create a balance between, in the business language, we call it the cash flow. Okay. Mm-hmm. How much money is coming in and how much money is going out. And to a certain point, you can sustain that, but it's like a balloon. If that keeps going on the negative, that balloon is going to keep growing and eventually it's going to explode. So banks, they have a pretty good idea. If a person, it is credit worthiness to extend more credit, or to the point that maybe that person is not paying the bills, and you can see on a credit report history of payment, how much money they owe pretty much to any creditors. So yeah, that's another thing that you can do to better manage your finances, is check your credit report. It's something that you can do for free. Okay. You can get a report for free. There are 3 agencies. One is Equifax. The other one is called TransUnion. And the third one is called Experian. These 3 agencies, they are called the credit bureau agencies. So you can get a free credit report from them. And now they have websites, and also in your bank, you can get free credit reports whenever you want to. So we have so much information, and we have so many tools to help us manage our finances or credit or debt, whatever you want to call it, that I recommend people, always keep checking your credit report. And another reason why we should do that, at least once a year or every 6 months, because of the rise of fraud. There's so much fraud going on these days.
That's what the banks were telling me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you check your credit report, at least you can see if you are a victim of identity theft. Okay. Because usually identity theft is when most likely people want to open accounts, or especially credit accounts, under your name, your information, and then they make you responsible for that. Okay. But you can dispute all of those things. So nowadays, we do have a lot of tools, but also criminals are hiding behind a computer screen or something, or a phone. Okay. So we had to get with the times, and we have to also fight back. And the best way to do it is talking to your bank like you did when they call you. And obviously you do it in a calm manner, because the person on the other end is trying to help you. That's what they get paid for.
It can be scary. You have to, as an individual, I talk about myself, and I hope, this is helping other people, but you get the feeling that, that the banks or the financial institutions, whatever they may be, they think that, this person is not telling the truth, or, this is a bad person. And we have to really get over that, because that fear of, if I just said, if I didn't call that number, who knows, whoever tried to get away with charging that information, they probably count on people being afraid and not calling their institutions. They probably rely on that, but, just knowing that the bankers and everyone, they want us to report that information, because when they do the investigation, it helps them. I know I've been told many times that it's hard to catch the people, but at least, they have some information to go on. I don't know if they could track it or whatever, but you're right. The people who are doing these fraudulent charges are, it's too bad they can't use their gifts to be helpful,
Right. But, it is the world that we're living in. We just have to, be smart about it, and trust your financial institution, that they are trying, to do the best for you. I really thank you, for sharing the experience that, that you had and your personal experience, because many times, like you said, oh, it is only $20. Oh, it is this, that. And sometimes it will help to report it. Could be very small amount, because at least it creates awareness. Okay. Then the banks, always, obviously, they have other tools, to investigate it. And if it comes out of hand, they might be able, to implement other tools, or implement other, or maybe, change some way, or try to persuade the government to change the laws. Okay? Because right now the laws are very lax when it comes, to that type of crime. But if it becomes out of hand, and then it's something that the public is being affected, maybe the government might say, okay, we're going to have to address this problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, by all means, as a community, we all should be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your, when we talk about investments, can we talk about investments a little bit? I remember a long time ago when I began working, a financial institution talked to all us new people in our jobs to start putting aside a little bit at a time, and they assured us that we would not have any regrets. When you're first graduated from college, that's kind of hard because you're paying back loans and you're trying to start, maybe getting an apartment and making sure your transportation is reliable. What words of wisdom do you have, Cedric, as far as the young people entering the workforce and maybe starting investments?
Okay, so the bigger investment that you can do is invest in yourself. Okay, education, it is very valuable. And also, besides education, be able, to have a good work ethics. That's, I think, is the best investment that you can do. I cannot talk to you about investments because that's not my specialty. Okay, and that would be for somebody that it is specialized in that industry. Me as a business banker, first of all, I would say you yourself, as a person, you are a business. So think yourself as your own business. Any skills that you acquire, any knowledge that you get, like they say, knowledge is power. You might be able to use it to generate more income. So if you start investing, for example, you are in high school and you start investing in yourself by learning new skills, learning something that you say, I think while I'm going to high school, I'll give you the example of my son. He's in 12th grade right now, and he's taking welding classes. But I don't know if he will be a welder or not, but it's another skill that he has under his belt, or another tool that maybe he can use it as a side business. Sure. Nowadays, they call it side hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so invest in yourself. Let's see if you have the opportunity in college or high school to learn about how to make websites. By all means, do it. The more you know, the more prepared you're going to be. If you have the opportunity to learn a foreign language, let's say Spanish is highly useful here in the United States. If you have the opportunity to learn a foreign language, why not? It's another tool that you can use, and eventually, who knows, you might be able to make money out of it. So that's my advice. Invest in yourself, educate yourself, learn as much as possible as you can, and then you never know when or where you can use that skill.
Diversify your skills, it sounds like what you're saying.
Right, exactly. And follow your passions. That's another thing, is sometimes, try to do the best you can with what you enjoy to do in life. Okay. And that's another thing that, if you want to be, for example, a painter, be the best painter. You want to be a mechanic, be the best mechanic. You want to be an engineer, be the best engineer. Because I don't think there is a profession that is less or more than the other. They are all important. But what makes a difference is that you have to be the best of that profession.
Well, I think those words of encouragement and is very wise, not only for the young adults coming out of high school and college. I think even for us who are, we're little small business people, because it can, it can get kind of hairy. You're trying to juggle things around, and
Yeah. So I just want to thank you so much. So what are some, as we bring our session to a close, what are some, maybe some words of wisdom or some takeaways that you would like to leave our audience with today regarding financial management and stress?
Yeah, regarding finances. Okay, don't worry too much about finances, but just be stressed enough, that you're gonna be productive. When you do good, when you are, let's say, you already set up your budget, and let me just give you an example. You set up a budget that you say, okay, for food, for rent, for insurance, telephone, and you put everything, all your basic expenses, and you add them up, and you say, okay, I think let me give an example. Okay, $2,000 is my budget, and I need at least $2,000 to live on. And let's say you're making, let me just give you a number, you're making $4,000. My advice to you is try to save. As a good, any good financial advisor will tell you, you need to have at least 3 to 6 months of savings in reserve. That's just for you, to have it there just in case of emergencies. Okay. If you are able to keep 6 months of reserve of your monthly budget, so let's say if your monthly budget is $2,000, you should have at least in savings $12,000. Okay, all the time, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Why? Because as an emergency fund, we never know we can get sick. We never know we can be in an accident. We can get laid off or go through unemployment. Okay, so those reserves at least will keep you going until you can get back to your normal life. Okay, because life happens. Okay, and that's the beauty of it. If you are responsibly always having that savings, that cushion, that is very important, and that will, with that itself, will bring your stress level down. Because if you hear that, for example, the company is laying off people, and you start getting stressed about it because you say, oh, they might lay me off. But you're going to be more relaxed about it because you say, well, if they lay me off, at least I have something to fall back on. Okay. So that also, I highly recommend, if you're making more of what you need to live on, go and start making your savings. Okay. Now, at one point, if you are already past or you're already on that point that you have enough savings or reserves, then start maybe investing. Okay. Start maybe looking into businesses. Start, they say, let your money work for you. Don't you work for your money. Let your money work for you. And remember that while you are young is when you are the most productive. Okay. Eventually, you should be building that retirement fund. Okay. Because as we all know, we cannot depend on Social Security to keep our standard of living because it's not going to be enough. Okay. So we have to supplement it, and that comes with our own savings. And that's why, you can, if you're working in a company that they have some type of retirements for business owners, that they have what they call, self-employed retirement accounts and different. And that's when, you need to go and talk to your bank, your financial advisor, and they will tell you, or they will direct you, where to go. But you need to be proactive about it. Okay. But number one, save. If you don't make enough money in order for you to do that, then either update your skills, invest in yourself, and maybe start a side hustle, a part-time job, or maybe start getting rid of some of the stuff that you don't use at home, because we have so much stuff that maybe we can just sell them. Okay. Nowadays, people sell stuff online all the time.
Yeah. I was reading an article just a couple of months ago, how now people, as far as selling things, people are like hanging on to their cars until the wheels drop off. I mean, you know, it used to
Right.
be a time when people wanted to get new cars and things like that. And now, the behavior is, you know, just appreciate the car that you have is running and to keep it up. And I think
Right.
that goes along with what you're saying as far as the financial management is, you know, sometimes we just have to say not right now because the market and all the businesses is trying to make money. That's exactly what they want. They want impulsive buying. And
Right.
if we just get ourselves and our families into a habit, a spending habit, even if that point, even if it's just a point where we're coming in to a store, we're just going to get the milk.
Right.
Anything else, I just have to think about it, you know, because otherwise you just blow your budget. You know, every time you walk into the store, you just, you know, and it's not like a permanent no. It's just not right now. I like to use the word
Right.
not right now.
No,
You
right
know,
now. Yeah.
not right now.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the biggest trend that I see now is that people are buying food and being delivered to their house.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that is creating a huge debt in their wallet.
Oh,
That's one of the things that I highly recommend people, you know, start making some dishes, start cooking at home, because now on the internet you have recipes, you have YouTube videos that they teach you how to cook. And for example, the other day, my son, he made some chocolate chip cookies. They were delicious.
oh,
And now I see the trend that there's a lot of delivery of food. People don't go out, but they get the food delivered to their home. And it's becoming like an everyday thing. That could become very expensive.
yeah.
I was talking to a college student, and this is for all the college students because it's very common among them. He was spending, a single person a month, he was spending between $700 and $800 a month only on food.
Wow.
I was shocked.
Wow.
I can feed my family of 4 with maybe $500.
Oh my goodness. Well, they're not
So
going to
yes,
like what you just
be aware
those
of that.
businesses are not going to like what you just said, Mr. Cedric. But that's okay
No.
because I'm going to put this out anyway.
The delivery businesses, they're not going to like what I said, but it's a trend. I mean, I don't mind it, you know, if you do it like once in a while because you want to treat yourself. But if you make it as a habit of every day, my goodness, be prepared, you know, to spend a lot of money.
That can really throw you off of a budget really, really fast. You're not even realizing it.
Not realizing it. Not realizing that you're spending $20, $40, you know, on just one dish.
Ooh.
Yes. So be aware of that one. Be aware because it's part of the trend right now.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, gee whiz, thank you so much, Cedric. I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to be doing a workshop, and Mr. Cedric is going to join me in November for this workshop. And I'll have some flyers called Extreme Transition Awareness Breathing. And we're going to have financial management, and we're going to have self-defenses, classes, and things like that. And so this is
that's going to be exciting. That's going to be fun.
This is going to be great.
So hopefully everybody will be able to join.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me today, everyone. I hope this was helpful information for you. And yes, I'm putting on the first Extreme Transition Awareness Breathing workshop. It's not just me talking. Mr. Cedric is going to be sharing information at this live workshop. I have Vortex coming, teaching about child safety and a mindful walk through a beautiful park. Also, I want to invite you to venture to Amazon.com and pick yourself up a copy of my new book, Can You Fix Me Something to Eat? Comforting Noodle Recipes for College Students. I wrote this book in dedication for my daughter who is venturing off on her first year of college. It's written with a lot of love for my daughter and all college students and young adults. Pick yourself up a copy of can you fix me something to eat? And give your college student a gift from a fellow mother who is missing her college student, but knows that it's time for her to grow. Thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.
Be sure and pick up a copy of Eartha's new book, Tab Mindfulness, Awareness and Coloring Activities in a Pandemic World. It's not just an ordinary coloring book. It features 23 illustrations to stimulate thought, relaxation, and creativity for anyone between the ages of 4 and 94. Increase your positive self-talk energy, unlock new creative paths, transform your time once or twice a week to create beautiful art while strengthening confidence, building positive self-talk, and sensitize self-awareness. Tab Mindfulness, Awareness and Coloring Activities in a Pandemic World. It's available now at Amazon.com.